You took me out to a cafe, ordered scrambled eggs on toast with coffee, said the fight last night was stupid, and hereon, breakfasts will be your apology. Since then, all your falls have a flavor: sweet, savory, tangy, and nothing tops the smoky notes of your bacon-wrapped sorry. Small problem, and you're to blame. There is a fault in your strategy. I have developed a taste for your mistakes, a growing hunger for apologies. I've been writing now for a little over a decade, and perhaps like most of you, I first reached to writing and language to navigate life, to make sense of things, to process things. But with time, with practice, I realized that language is part of the problem. You see, we experience life sensorially. We move through the world with our body and our senses, and then we try to translate that with invented words. And so, of course, language falls short in experiencing and expressing what it means to be a person in this world. To be a person in this world is to hold multiple feelings at once. It is to witness, to participate in the continuous interactions and web of things that make even the smallest, most ordinary moment. And to touch the depth of that experience, I think we have to bend language. And that's where, for me, poetry begins. With poetry, we bend the rules, we play with sound, syntax, images, we repeat, return to, invert ideas, and try to get closer to the truth of what we feel. Poetry is, to me, language filling language inadequacies. And one of the experiences where language continues to feel inadequate for is the experience of being a woman. Because imagine this, you carry gumption, strength, grace, desires, and yearnings, and then you have to face the question of the most basic rights to safety, security, education, dignity, love. How do you make sense of that? I have 3 pieces where I try to trace the various textures of this experience. The first one is about how prone we become to second-guessing our desires and our decisions. Raise your hand if you have ever done this. You have wanted to take a decision in your life, a leap, a step, a small action maybe, but you have waited for a sign from the universe to do what you know you want to do, right? Okay, so this one's for you. For those looking for a sign from the universe, this withering moon, like a half-eaten fruit, is a sign. The third rickshaw driver that drove past you with no sign of approval or rejection is a sign. The elevator that sensed your body few seconds too late is a sign. The biometric at work that failed to recognize you is surely a sign. The lane still dug from 20 days ago, or the began ka bhatta from 20 days ago, the most obvious sign. The meeting inconclusive, your words muddled, the koyal untiring, this afternoon is a sign. If you wanted something erratic, prophetic, peculiar, something, anything out of the ordinary, then while washing the dishes or reading a book or in between a whimper to catch yourself breathing, that's a sign. The next piece that I have is an ode to women who make way for other women, who break cycles and chains, and who, frankly, make living in this body still somewhat exciting and full of possibilities. My mother grew up 5 days a month, confined to a mud house. Here, the first beam of the morning light cut bodies into halves and turned their breaths into its thick, greasy air. Here, days smelt like soap, but could not clean stained dignity. The nights would bring the hiss of a snake, the measured steps of a ghost, in between deep sighs and short breaths morphed into acceptance. All girls in the neighborhood were exiled here when the womb undressed itself of motherhood. Even when their bodies were teaching them rebellion, the girls grew into women consumed by what this room taught them. My mother learned suffocation and shame together. When she left the mud house, she sprinted far from its narrow walls, from its holy strangulation, to create a home for me where menstruating was as inconspicuous as coming home an hour past midnight. From where every mountain or river could be crossed alone, here, loving someone meant giving all in. And so, when my Nana, my grandfather, visited us from Nepal, told her, as a passing remark, if she marries outside our community, I will never step foot in this house. My mother smiled, then broke to him that he must prepare for his exile. The last piece that I want to leave you with is an attempt at tracing the spectrum of girlhood, what it feels like, what it contains. Girlhood is being two things at a time. I can make myself at home anywhere in the world, but I will check the exit points first. My confidence is an armor for the rooms I have to pierce with my voice. I want to give so much of myself to the world, but I don't trust it to keep me whole, to not nibble at my arms. Girlhood is a paradox. It is a night routine of pea-sized tretinin and 3 kinds of door locks. It is an easy linen dress with pockets, where I fold one fist in worry, another in anger. It is a pretty cursive on the soft sheets of a powder blue journal logging the daily accounts of all that it costs to be. Girlhood is holding contradictions. It is overextending on self-love, but examining joy with microscopic precision to see whether it is well-deserved. It is working twice as hard in rooms not built for you, but denying yourself any space to make mistakes, lest they become evidence of a stereotype you so fiercely want to be erased. It is springing into action at the slightest hint of contentment, because a resting, content woman is assumed to have nothing left to offer. Girlhood is a reminder to hydrate. Girlhood is an affirmation on the wall. Girlhood is remembering the lyrics to your favorite song and the ways your body was unwillingly touched with equal, involuntary clarity. It is knowing the difference between sage and olive, matte and glossy, being seen and being watched. It is a yearning for light to glisten on your body and a practiced skill in turning translucent when you want to disappear. Girlhood is an oscillation between soft and sharp, between running and returning, between ability and likability. Some days, the slightest of weight sinks the whole body, and on others, I am convinced I can push a boulder. Girlhood is a miracle. No, girlhood is the opposite of a miracle. Girlhood is tenacity. It is sunlight sieved through the wings of a pink dragonfly. It is a sunbird and its slant beak inside a flower. It is a mountain with a leopard walking on its back. Girlhood is a scream. Girlhood is also a song. Girlhood is a Mongolian folk singer creating two sounds at the same time from her throat. On some days, you can hear courage. Other days, caution. Only the girls know. It's always both. It's always both. Thank you.